Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Quick mic check 1 2. Hey guys, AJ Town here live with the T Storm Chasers, ready to bring you the latest weather information as we continue to watch this monster storm move across the Great Plains and into the Minnesota, Iowa, and Wisconsin area. Sorry about that little delay there. I know we were supposed to be live. Unfortunately, I'm still trying to get systems glitched, caught back up with that power surge that we had across the area. Made my computer restart, so I had to unfortunately get back up and running, and now as I'm running through things, I'm noticing, hey, this is done. This needs to be done. So I, again, certainly apologize for that. I got to turn down my earpiece. Sorry about that. We want to jump in real quick here. We do have some advisories and winter storm warning. Right now, that's a winter weather advisory. You can see it is west of the I-29 corridor. A winter storm warning up north of the Brookings area. You can see all that purple area there is under a winter storm warning. As we move into the western portions of South Dakota, that is under a blizzard warning, where we are going to see winds really start to pick up and bring us our chances of seeing some blowing and drifting snow and causing some issues. As we are dealing with a winter storm warning down south, down in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, up into Jackson, Mississippi, Jackson, Arkansas area, all that area up in down south, is actually looking at a tornado watch. We're seeing multiple tornadoes develop across the southern portions of the country there. You can see that area in red is going to be where that tornado watch is. Now, that does not affect us. That will not affect us in any way, shape, or form. Unfortunately, those of us that have been following us for quite a while, we both know that we're going to have those questions of, is this going to hit us? Is this going to affect us? And no, it's not. That is going to be down south, and we both know that. So, as we continue to discuss this latest storm that is pushing through. Let me get over to my right page here. So as we continue to monitor this big snowstorm system, you see that low pressure system that is to the south of us here. Now this is really playing a factor in because it basically stalls over us for the next 12 hours. And so that is really going to, if we watch here, this is 3 Zulu, 6 Zulu, 9 Zulu. You can see that it basically stalls over us and moves extremely slow. By This evening, we do expect to see that finally pushing off to the east. You do see that it is bringing us that wraparound chance of seeing some of these snow flurries pushing down from the North Dakota area there, bringing us our chances. Then as we go through the rest of the weekend, we're not looking much of a chance of seeing another storm or precipitation. We are watching another storm system. Now this one's 174 hours out. That'll be pushing through the area there Tuesday into Wednesday of next week. Sorry, my tablet froze, so I hope it didn't freeze on you guys. So I certainly... There it is. Give me just a brief second here. One other thing I got to do, or will do. There we go. All right. Anyways, we are watching another little clipper system that's going to push through. Definitely not another system of what we... I'm sorry. Definitely not another system like we are experiencing this week, though. This is just a little clipper system. Definitely not going to be a prolonged system that we are seeing. However, we're watching another low-pressure system out to the west there that will bring us our chance of seeing another storm system push through. So definitely something we're watching for around that Christmas time frame is what we are currently watching with that. So that being said, let's take a look at some snow totals. Give me a second to get that loaded. Now, here's the thing to remember. This is on top of what is already on the ground. So as we put the map into motion here, this is already what is on top of the ground. We do see here by Friday. So right there is Sioux Falls. We do see that this area here is just a little bit of a heavier band of snow total, bringing us our snow totals between that closer to 6-inch mark, just barely, literally miles to the north and to the west. So this area in yellow is going to be 6+ inches of snow on top of what is already out there. We do see south of Pierre there. We do see that black little spot right there. That's going to be some heavier snow. There is also over a foot of snow up by the Aberdeen area there. Now, this is on top of what we are already seeing. So, again, down in Nebraska there, we are seeing those chances of 6+ inches of snow on top of what we already have on the ground. So, the other concern that we are having is going to be the wind gust. Give me just a second to get that. So these winds are going to be picking up through the day tomorrow. And you can see right here is a heavier snow band. Let me see if I can get a different color. Let me get a different color. You can see that heavier heavier wind upwards to 50 miles an hour is what we are seeing with this. Back home at the FSD area there, we're looking between 30 to 40 mile an hour wind speeds, wind gust. These are not sustained. These are wind speeds. Moving out of the area by Friday morning, so definitely going to see some blowing and drifting snow. Let's look at our sustained winds. Now, that was just on top. That was our wind gust according to the European model. As we put this map back into motion, you can see right along the South Dakota-Nebraska border there is where we are seeing that heavier wind speeds. Now, these are sustained winds. These are not wind gusts. These are not anything else. These are sustained winds. So that sustained winds means that it's going to just keep on. It's not going to be one of those quick little, wind gusts come up and go down and come up and go down. Now, that's going to be sustained winds right along the South Dakota Nebraska border there. We do see sustained winds again right here that are going to be near that 35 miles per hour sustained winds. As we go through the rest of the Thursday into Friday, We do see for the FSD area, I-29 corridor there, we do see sustained winds right about that 20 to 25 miles per hour. So we are going to be seeing these blowing and drifting conditions for tomorrow into Friday morning is what we are going to be seeing. We do see, again, sustained winds right along that South Dakota, Nebraska border is staying the same. So definitely going to be some breezy conditions pushing through that area. As we also want to take a quick look here, give me a second. I'm going to take a quick look at some temperatures that are going to be moving through the area here. So today will be the warmest day of the week. Anyways, today is going to be the warmest day of the week. Sorry, I was reading some comments. We do have our captions on. I did have it set up. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. Sorry. Give me just a quick second. Sorry. Give me just a quick second. I'm trying to get closed caption put on. We do have some questions for that, so... Unfortunately, doesn't look like I can fix it with this stream. I'll be able to work on that and fix it for the next stream. Anyways, moving on. Our temps. Oh, thank you, Crystal. I definitely appreciate that. Yeah, I was going to say my captions are showing up on mine, so I don't know. It just might be a settings issue on their side. Anyways, moving through. Today is going to be one of the warmest days of the week and into the weekend that we're seeing. We see a cold blast of air coming through on Saturday morning into Saturday afternoon there. Saturday evening coming through Sunday. We do see temps cool down. We do see some cooler temps pushing down from the Canadian. We do see that Canadian air and... Thank you, Paula. Thank you, Marissa. Thanks, guys, for your help. Greatly appreciate that. We definitely try to accommodate everybody with these streams so then we can get the latest information out there. As we're looking at the day, morning on your Monday morning for your school bus stop there, you're looking at temps in the negative there. Now, those are just the air temps. Those are not sustained. And definitely going to be some colder air moving through. Wednesday, we're going to finally start seeing a little bit of a warm-up there. So that is some good news. Then we get this cold blast of cold air moving through Thursday, where we could see temps in the negative double digits Thursday into Friday. So definitely some cold air is going to be moving through the air or through the area towards the end of next week. So we are definitely looking at some cooler air pushing through. Speaking of some cooler air, let's take a quick look. Take a quick look at our 7-day outlook. As we take a quick look at our 7-day outlook there, we do see that after the storm system moves through, we do see temps are going to really start dropping. Those temps are going to look at the single digits, barely getting out of the single digits into some double digits. And then through the overnight hours, we are looking at some negative temps. Good news is, though, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is the remaining portion of the system. You can see we put it at 90% chance of seeing this on Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, I did a 40% chance because I do expect things to start moving out of the area come Friday morning. So now we're going to jump into the GFS. That's going to give us a look at snow totals for the area. Now these snow totals, again, are going to be what is already on the ground on top of that. So we are seeing that Sioux Falls area about 2.6 inches for the GFS. Brookings about 4.6. Aberdeen 6.9. Mitchell 5.7. Yankton about 2.7. 2.7. You can see, again, right along that Nebraska, South Dakota border is where we are seeing those heavier snow totals, and that's where we're also going to see those wind speeds. Now, let me get back to where I want to. Here's a look at the national map. As we can see, the snowstorm is wrapping around there, bringing us that greater chances of snow is going to be continuing doing that wraparound effect. As that does continue to do that wraparound effect, that's going to increase our chances of snow of coming through the area. As we take a quick closer look here back home, we can see some of those heavier bands are pushing through right there around the Parker area, Emory, just south of the Alexandria area there. And just to the east of the Sioux Falls area there, we are seeing that. Just south of Huron, along that highway there, I do apologize, I'm drawing a blank on which highway that would be, that runs into the Huron area from Mitchell. Maybe one of our followers that's watching knows exactly which one I'm talking about, and I certainly do apologize. I know I should know my interstates a little better, or highways a little better. I think is that Highway 37? Anyways, so now we're going to jump back to our WSV3 and kind of look at this and give you a timing of when that is going to be pushing through the area. Give me a second here. All right, get that. Give me just a second here to get that loaded. All right, as that loads, we will jump into looking at what the HRRR model run says for snow totals. Now, again, this is on top of what is already on there. As we do take a look there, this is what's on top of what's already fallen. This is through the next 48 hours is what we are looking at for snow totals. So 4.5 inches for the Sioux Falls area, 4.6 for Brookings, 5.8 for Watertown, Aberdeen 6.8, Huron 7, Mitchell about 4.3, Yankton about 5.1, Sioux City 3.6, Norfolk, Nebraska about 2.6, Chamberlain area about 10.2. And then Mankato about 2.7. That's on top of what is already on the ground. So we are seeing that snowfall probability is looking like it is going to bring us some snow. Let me make sure everything loaded for my next slide here. So give me just a brief second. Perfect. Everything loaded, so let's take a look at the latest HRR model run. Let's zoom in here just a little bit. Get it back home here. We do see, again, about this. Now, this is at 7 this morning, so we're going to ramp it up here about 11. We do see some of those heavier bands just south of the Aberdeen area there. Huron area along Highway 281 is what we're looking at, seeing some of those chances of some of those heavier bands of snow pushing through. We do see some mixed precipitation trying to get started through the I-29 corridor just north of the Watertown area there, Aberdeen area. I think that's Highway 12. Yep. Highway 12 there, moving through the Aberdeen area there, south of there, down to the Huron area. We do see those heavier bands are sticking around there. As we continue to watch, this is going to continue to do a loop around process. Now we're going to see some of those isolated chances through the day today of seeing some snow showers stick around. I'm not expecting a large accumulation with this snow system as it continues to wrap around for today. Now, as we get into the day tomorrow, that's when things will really start to ramp up there. We can see about 4:30 in the morning there, just west of Highway 81, that things are really starting to ramp up. You can see right about that 5 o'clock time frame, we start to see those heavier bands loop around and start pushing southward. And then as that continues to push southward there, about that 6:30 time frame, we do see some of these heavier bands start to move through. And that's what's going to create our snow totals. That's going to last throughout the day. We do have some isolated chances down in Iowa there. Now, those probably will push just a little further northwestward and bring our chances of seeing some snow totals a little better. So, again, now we're at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We do see, again, a heavier line of snow just to the northeast of the Sioux Falls area along the I-29 corridor there. That is going to bring our chances of seeing some snowfall too. That'll continue to bring our chances down then as we go into the overnight hours of seeing that. We will have some isolated chances. That's why, again, on Friday I put that 40% risk of seeing some snow push through, because we will have those lingering showers that will push through. I don't expect a substantial amount of snowfall with that. Now, again, one thing I want to talk about with these snow totals, we don't expect this 4.5 inches of snow to fall all at once. We expect to see it progress throughout the day, and that's not going to be one of those one and done type situations. Now, we do have some chance of seeing some of the heavier bands push through the area. As we take a look at the National Weather Service, they are predicting about that now these are in 24-hour increments from the National Weather Service. A trace to 1 inch of snow for the Sioux Falls area further westward, which is in agreement with that HRRR, is going to show that snow totals are going to be a little heavier. That is through today into tomorrow. Then getting into tomorrow, we are looking at some snowfalls from 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. Again, another 24 hours, an additional 2 to 3 inches. And then as we go in Friday into Saturday, this is, again, going to bring one of those, lingering shower type situations for a trace to 2 inches. We do have that probability of seeing maybe a heavy band at one time, but we're not expecting this to be a complete whiteout. Same thing going through the day tomorrow. We don't expect to see that as a complete whiteout. The concern with tomorrow, though, is going to be the winds. Once those winds really start to pick up, we do expect to see some blizzard-like conditions pushing through the area. Here's a look at those winds from the National Weather Service out of Sioux Falls here. You can see, again, for the Sioux Falls area, about 9 o'clock in the morning, pushing through about 6 o'clock in the evening, of seeing those heavier wind bands push through the area. Again, this map is consistent with what we just showed on the European model, and we are going to see those winds definitely start to increase through the day tomorrow and bring our chances of actually seeing what we call in the weather industry ground blizzards. That is where the snow isn't actually falling, but it is picking up the snow from the ground and creating a blowing like condition. As we take a look at our power outages across the South Dakota region, we do see a couple right now being reported is 519 customers are without power. The counties that are in the different color than blue, minus these black ones here, the ones that are in different color of blue there, we are seeing the most power outage in the area. Excel is reporting 2. Let's see, West Central Electric Co-op's 196. HD Electric Co-op is 291. So we did have a power surge that did come through the area. That did cause us some power issues here. As we take a look at Xcel Energy's website, give me just a second here. That's not going to load for me. So, I know what's coming up, and everybody else knows what's coming up. Christmas! Are we going to see a white Christmas? As we take a quick look at this map here, this is the latest map according to the GFS model, which goes the furthest out. And our probability of seeing a white Christmas increases every single day that has been consistent. We consistently see a increase of seeing that white Christmas probability, basically all the way from Washington, all the way across the northern portions, even down into some Kansas, Missouri area there, of seeing some probability of Christmas. So we do have a great chance of seeing that. Let's look back home closer here. As we look at the latest GFS model closer back home, we do see some of these snow totals are going to stick around that 5 inches for the Sioux Falls area. Now that's snow depth. That is not snow totals or anything like that. That's what they are saying is going to be our latest snow depth. We can see that this has definitely given us a great chance of seeing a white Christmas. As we look at the latest precipitation outlook from the National Weather Service, we are seeing that they are leaning towards above normal for the precipitation outlook for the 21st through the 27th. You do see western portions of South Dakota, North Dakota, and Nebraska there is going to be above average for this time of year of seeing that precipitation outlook. As we did mention, folks, things are going to really start chilling down as things really start to get cold here all the way down into Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, Georgia. We are looking at below average temps for this time of year coming into around that Christmas time, which most kids have as Christmas break. We are seeing that, again, this area here in blue is a high probability of seeing that likely below average temps for this time of year. So definitely going to be some cold temps. As we did show earlier, some severe weather is pushing through southern portions of the country. There's an enhanced risk of seeing those severe weather pushing through. As we go into the day tomorrow, that shifts eastward and moves through the Florida. Now, not as much of a tornado risk coming into the Florida area as what is today. Again, we do have tornado watches out already for much of the nation, much of the southern portions there. Give me just a second here. This road report didn't pull up. There you go. As we take a look at our live cameras around the Sioux Falls area here, we do see road conditions appear to be wet. They don't appear to be slick in some areas. Now, these are main fairways, so we do see that some of these are that is not actually a vehicle accident, so ignore that. That is still loading. You can see, again, this is 26th and Southeastern, 10th and Cliff. We have 41st and Louise. You can see 41st and Louise there. There is some snow on the ground, but otherwise it looks fairly wet is what this condition looks like for that. So we take a look at our Iowa 511. We'll get that loaded here. I want to wake up my other tabs so they're ready to go. As you can see, much of Iowa is actually green. Now, green means good to go. It means seasonal weather. It doesn't mean that it's going to be treacherous or anything like that. Do use a little caution, though, because some blowing and drifting snow may occur. As we take a look at your Minnesota roads got the green light as well. As we take a look at our South Dakota roads, some roads do continue to remain closed, such as I-90 and areas west of the West River have no travel advisories on them. Chamberlain area there is closed as well. You can see all that as far as sorry there. We do see much of western portions of South Dakota there has no travel advisories in effect, basically west of the river. So we do see that. Coming back home, back in the Sioux Falls area, roadways are being reported as wet. Up in the Madison area, scattered ice and slippery. Up in the Watertown area there, scattered snows, slick spots. Southern portion, southeastern portions of South Dakota, we are seeing that as well. We do have a road closure here. Let me look. That is going to be in reference to an accident that is there. So basically, south of the Parkston area is closed due to a vehicle accident. Otherwise, much of the road conditions are going to be your scattered snow, slush, basic winter time driving for South Dakota. We are seeing along the interstate there, we're going to see that wet and slippery conditions outlook. So definitely take your time and give yourself some extra time. Frost, ice, slippery for central South Dakota there. Up by the Huron area, we're looking at that scattered ice and slippery as well. Further up north, we do see again that frost and ice slippery for South Dakota. As we take a look into the Nebraska area, get that loaded right this second here. As we get that loaded there, we are going to see some wet road conditions, some partially covered, otherwise green means go. So we're not looking at much change in road conditions with that. Sorry. So again, real quick, just to kind of touch base on things, we've got a blizzard warning out west that remains in effect. Then we do also have a winter weather advisory that is in effect for much of the area there in green. And then as we do look, we have a winter storm warning that is in effect for the area there in purple. So definitely slow down, take your time, and be cautious out there, and you'll be fine driving. This is South Dakota. Again, we are staying on top of things, kind of watching it and seeing how things are going to look. Taking another quick look at your 7-day forecast, and we will get out of here. Taking a look at your 7-day forecast there, this is looking like a typical South Dakota winter is what we are starting to get into. So stay tuned. This has been AJ Town live with the T Storm Chasers, bringing you the latest weather information. My team's doing a great job on staying on top of the accidents, so I want to say thank you to them. And we appreciate everybody that is out there helping our organization continue to grow. Like, share, and help us grow. Thanks, guys. Have a fantastic day. This has been AJ Town live with the T Storm Chasers.